right now, while you sleep, while your eyes are closed and your mind drifts into darkness. There's a plant that breathes for you. And most people walk past it every single day without ever knowing what it's doing. Let me ask you something honest. When was the last time you woke up and actually felt rested? Not just awake, not just functional, but genuinely, deeply restored? If you can't remember, you're not alone. The World Health Organization has called sleep deprivation a global epidemic. Over 700 million people worldwide struggle with chronic sleep disorders. And in countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, Japan, and India, nearly 1 in every 3 adults is not getting enough deep, restorative sleep. We medicate. We meditate. We download apps. We buy weighted blankets and blackout curtains and white noise machines. We try everything. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful sleep aids on earth doesn't come from a pharmacy? It doesn't require a prescription. It doesn't have side effects. It grows in soil. It stands in silence. And it has been purifying the air humans breathe for over 70 million years. This is Dracaena trifasciata. You probably know it by its common name, the snake plant. Some people call it mother-in-law's tongue. In parts of West Africa, it's associated with spiritual protection. In China, it's considered a guardian of positive energy. But beyond folklore, beyond decoration, beyond the aesthetic trend of putting plants on shelf for Instagram photos, this plant does something that almost no other houseplant on Earth does. It produces oxygen at night. Now, let me explain why that matters more than you think. Most plants photosynthesize during the day. They absorb carbon dioxide, use sunlight, and release oxygen. But when the sun goes down, they reverse. They take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. It's normal. It's biology. But the snake plant belongs to a rare and ancient group of plants that use something called photosynthesis, crassylation acid metabolism. During the hottest, driest hours of the day, the snake plant keeps its stomata, those tiny breathing pores on its leaves, tightly closed. It holds its breath. It conserves every drop of moisture. But at night, when the air is cool, when the world is quiet, it opens up. It inhales carbon dioxide, and it exhales fresh, clean oxygen directly into your room, directly into the air you are breathing while you sleep. It breathes so you can breathe better. And that single, quiet act changes everything about what happens inside your body between midnight and dawn. Let's talk about what actually happens when you sleep. Because sleep is not one thing. It's a journey, and most people never complete it. Your brain moves through multiple stages each night. Light sleep, deeper sleep, and then, the most critical phase of all, deep sleep, slow-wave sleep. This is where your brain cleans itself. Literally, during deep sleep, your brain activates what scientists call the glymphatic system, a biological cleaning process that flushes out metabolic waste, including beta-amyloid proteins that are linked to Alzheimer's disease. Your muscles repair. Your immune system recharges. Your emotional memory consolidates, meaning your brain decides what to hold on to and what to let go of. Deep sleep is not a luxury. It is maintenance. It is survival. And without it, you don't just feel tired. You lose focus. You lose patience. You lose emotional stability. You gain weight. Your blood pressure rises. Your risk of heart disease increases. Your creativity vanishes. Your relationships strain. Poor sleep doesn't just rob you of energy. It robs you of yourself. Now, here's where that quiet plan on your nightstand becomes profoundly important. A landmark study conducted by NASA, yes, NASA, in 1989, led by Dr. Bill Wolverton, tested dozens of common houseplants for their ability to purify indoor air. The snake plant didn't just pass the test. It became one of the top performers. It removes formaldehyde, a chemical found in furniture, carpets, and cleaning products. It filters benzene, present in paints and synthetic fabrics. It absorbs xylene and toluene, toxins that off-gas from everyday household items. And while it removes these invisible poisons, it replaces them with oxygen. At night, in the dark, while you sleep. Now imagine this. You've been sleeping in a sealed bedroom. Windows closed. Doors shut. The air grows stale through the night. Carbon dioxide levels slowly rise. Oxygen dips. Your breathing becomes shallower without you ever knowing it. Your body subtly struggles. Your heart works harder. Your brain receives less of what it needs to enter and sustain deep sleep. You wake up, and you feel like you barely slept at all. But now, place a snake plant beside your bed. Or two. Or three. The air shifts. Not dramatically. Not like opening a window in the Swiss Alps. But measurably. Gently. Consistently. Oxygen levels increase slightly. Carbon dioxide is absorbed. Volatile organic compounds are filtered. The air you breathe between midnight and 6 a.m. becomes cleaner, lighter, more alive. And your body notices, even if your conscious mind doesn't. Your breathing deepens. Your heart rate stabilizes. Your nervous system, that fight-or-flight mechanism that modern life keeps permanently switched on, begins to soften, to release, to let go. And here's something most people don't consider. A 2022 study published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health found that the mere presence of indoor plants in a bedroom reduced cortisol levels in participants and significantly improved self-reported sleep quality. Not just because of the air, but because of something deeper, something psychological. Human beings did not evolve in apartments. We did not evolve surrounded by concrete and glass and the hum of fluorescent lights. For 99% of our existence as a species, we lived inside nature. We slept under trees. We woke to birdsong. We breathed air that had been filtered through 10,000 leaves. Our nervous systems were built for that world. There's a concept in psychology called biophilia, coined by the great biologist Yo Wilson. It means, quite simply, that human beings have an innate biological need to be near living things. Not a preference, a need. When you place a plant in your bedroom, something ancient inside you recognizes it. Your brain registers life, greenness, growth, safety. Your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for fear and anxiety, calms. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for rational thought and emotional regulation, strengthens. The snake plant doesn't just clean your air. It tells your subconscious mind you are not alone in a dead space. Something alive is here with you. Something is growing even in the dark. And isn't that the most human thing you've ever heard a plant do? It stays awake so you can rest. It breathes out so you can breathe in. It grows slowly, silently, without complaint, in low light, in neglect, in forgotten corners. And it still gives you everything it has. There's a lesson in that. A lesson about resilience, about quiet strength, about showing up, not with noise and spectacle, but with steady, invisible devotion. Here's the truth. No one tells you about healing. It doesn't always look like a breakthrough. It doesn't always come with tears and revelations and life-changing epiphanies. Sometimes healing looks like one more hour of deep sleep. One morning where you wake up and your chest doesn't feel tight. One night where your mind doesn't race until 3 a.m. Sometimes healing is so quiet, you don't even hear it happening. You don't need to overhaul your entire life tonight. You don't need to move to the countryside or quit your job or become someone you're not. You can start with one plant, one corner of your room, one breath of cleaner air. You can start by letting something green and alive share your space. By letting nature back into the one room where you are most vulnerable. The room where you close your eyes and trust the world to keep spinning without you. Your bedroom. The snake plant won't solve everything, but it will do what it has done for 70 million years. It will stand in the dark. It will breathe, and it will give you oxygen, asking for almost nothing in return. We spend so much of our lives chasing sleep, chasing peace, chasing the feeling of enough. But maybe, just maybe, peace was never something to chase. Maybe it was something to grow. One leaf at a time, one breath at a time, one quiet, invisible night at a time. Tonight, let something alive breathe beside you. You might be surprised by how deeply you sleep. If this felt like something you needed to hear today, you're in the right place. This channel is a quiet corner of the internet, where nature meets the mind, and where we slow down long enough to remember what matters. If you'd like to keep exploring with us, subscribe. Stay a while. There's more growing here. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, breathe deep, sleep well,